Hello everyone. So I will be sharing the process by which we can integrate the pre-commit hooks and the Husky into our workflow. So this is a courses platform which I am building, and front end and server, these are folders, and I have kept the front end and server separate from each other, but they are in the same repo for now. So the thing that I am trying to achieve here is we have to streamline our workflow so that whenever we are committing any code, like we are running git commit -m and committing that, in that case, like here, if I when I am typing git commit -m, so we commit the code, but we want to streamline the workflow so that whenever I am running committing that, then we run some basic checks that whether it has been linted or whether the TypeScript checks are fine. I am running two commands here on the front end and one command on the back end, on the basically the server one. Now here pre-commit is the like, to understand about the pre-commit is the way by which we can run some commands before the commit has been done. So for example, if there is, like, if we run some commands, in this case these two commands, and they fail, then the commit will not be done. So so it is a way by which we can enforce that this check should be fine before we allow the other developers to commit the code. Okay, so for that one, in the I will be going into the front end. Into the package JSON, we have to run the Husky. We have to install Husky and lint-staged, and in the, if we check the Husky documentation, so there we will get the get started. We have to install the Husky. Then if you are using pnpm, you will have to run this one, or npm commands are also there. And what we have to do is, and like they have, it will create a pre-commit folder within the .husky, and there what I am doing is npx lint-staged and npx no emit, like these two things will not be needed if you are running it on a single folders, but here I am using both separately, front end and back end, front end and server. What we are doing is npx lint-staged. So lint-staged is a way by which we can identify the files which is there on the git commit. So suppose you have made changes in 5 files. Suppose let me go to the main.tsx. Suppose I am running this one console log, and I have not committed this, like this is not in the staged file, this is just changes. So if I make it changes, then so by that lint-staged it will identify which files are there on the stage changes, and then run the commands only on those. So what will happen is, there is a lint-staged, and I will go to the package JSON. There there is this command, like it will identify that lint-staged is there, and it will run the commits on, like basically these checks on the lint this .tsx and .tsy, basically our TypeScript files. Okay, so npm run lint and format is there. Okay, so lint and formatting, it will check the like whether the linting and formatting are correct. So and in the TypeScript checks, so what does this tsc what will do, it is a way by which the TypeScript compiler will check whether the file is, whether the files are okay. Basically it can happen that there are no ESLint or formatting issues, but there can be some code issues in the TypeScript. So for example, let me go to a example, like suppose this is there. Okay, use fetch lesson. Now if I do this, you will find that I have made it mandatory, so it is not optional anymore. So in that case, if I go to that place where it is using, it will throw, it is showing an error. Okay, in that absence, our what will happen, our lint-staged might run fine, but our tsc, this will be throwing an error. Okay, now for this exam, for this purpose, I am just making it testing. Okay, so here you will see that it is showing like this pre-commit hooks, that is fine, but it will throw this error due to this TSC1. Basically our lint-staged is commands are fine, but our TSC1 is not fine. Okay, so in this way we are checking that it is fine. And now for the separate front end and server, so why this CD server and these are done, because our setup is little bit different from the normal one. Generally you will have your front end in one folder and your server in another folder, but here I have done it because I don't want to copy the same thing on the server one, so I am keeping everything on the front end one itself. That's why the CD front end and uh, CD, like I'm going back one step and then coming back to the server. So that's why I have done this process. And I have also basically making sure some echo is there to check whether, like basically for the feedback. Now in the, so related to that also, in the in the prepare one, basically this prepare will, if someone is copying our repo and running it for the first time, then the prepare will do, it will set up the git hooks for that in that setup, in that like computer. So for that I have to basically do that so that it goes to the front end and does the Husky one. That is for this one. And one more thing is that there can be some issues that sometimes it is not working. So what the this library says is that it is good that if you do here and you run, if you come to the front end and if you do suppose pnpm I, you will get the feedback that it is running. Okay, this Husky has been done. Sometimes it might not run properly, so one of the ways is that you have to do pnpm I. Okay, so that is it. Thank you.